Hi, brothers and sisters. I came out to look up more different scriptures. That's 12:22 right now. And the Lord led me to this. Now, I say the Lord led me to this article here because I have been brought, reading my Bible, the attention of the days of the 1,290 and the 1,335 days in Daniel 12:11 through 12. So I was reading through this article, and everything the Lord has been showing me has made so much sense. This article makes complete sense of the scriptures that I've been reading and being drawn to probably the past few weeks. All right. I'm just going to read through it. It says, we should first notice that the main subject of Daniel 12 is the time of the end. Daniel writes, when the power of the holy people have been completely shattered, all these things shall be finished. Verse 7. This refers to verse 1, which says that Michael, the archangel, will stand up for or assist and sustain God's people during a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that time. This is the description of the Great Tribulation Christ echoes in Matthew 24:21 through 22, Daniel 12:7, and Revelation 12:14. Show that the Great Tribulation will last 3.5 years, or a time, times, and half a time. This is also 1,260 days, or 42 months. Daniel 7:25 and Revelation 11:2 through 3. The angel tells Daniel that his prophecies will be sealed until the end of the age, but in that time the wise would understand. Daniel 12:9 through 10. These prophecies will soon be fulfilled, and God is revealing what they mean to those who obey him. The 1,290-day and 1,335-day time periods then refer to events that will happen to the people of God in this generation. Each period begins with a significant prophetic event, and both end at the return of Christ. With these things in mind, verse 11, and from the time that the daily sacrifice is taken away and the abomination of desolation is set up, there shall be 1,290 days. This verse indicates that the Jews in the modern nation of Israel may restore the twice daily sacrifice. That's Exodus 29:38 through 39, for a short time. However, it does not necessarily suggest that a temple will be built in our time in Jerusalem. They could legitimately offer these sacrifices with only an altar. Daniel 12:11 was fulfilled in type when Antiochus Epiphanes desecrated the temple during his assault on Jerusalem in 167-164 BC. Daniel 8:9 through 14. Okay, now remember I was led to do, the Lord brought my attention to this little movie and this article about how the Jews have, like this Passover, they had to save 15 goats. The police had to save 15 goats because they were trying to trespass and go up on to where the old temple was and slaughter these goats. And they confiscated 15 goats over this Passover period in Nisan. And but even not even that, they're still doing it. They're doing it across the valley, and they're doing it underground right now. So they are doing these sacrifices even without a temple. Since this verse also states that the daily sacrifice is taken away, it is likely that the armies of the beast of Revelation 17, upon entering Jerusalem, will ban this ritual. Should this be the case, there would be 1,290 days, just a little over 3.5 years, until the appearance of the Messiah. Now, I had that dream where the Lord had asked me to go back to my ex. My ex represented him. I had been backslidden for about 5.5 years. And at the very end of this dream, I said, Lord, when do you want me to go back? And he said, he kind of chuckled, and he said, a little over 3 years. So, and I'm not putting a date on anything, guys. I'm not putting a date, but the Lord gives us wisdom. He gives us wisdom, and He doesn't want any of us to perish. He wants to sound the alarm, and, and He wrote this, He had Daniel see all these things so the people that love Him and follow Him and worship Him could see these things. There's a reason why He numbered these days. Why would He give them a number if we weren't supposed to watch for these days and watch for the cues, the things that set these things off for these days, okay? Okay, there goes my husband. Okay. So, the angel continues in Daniel 12:12. Blessed is he who waits and comes to the 1,335 days. This is a blessing pronounced upon the people of God who endure until the 1,335 days. That is to the period beginning 1,335 days before Christ's coming. Since no one knows the day of Christ's coming, Matthew 24:36 or Acts 1:7, we may not know exactly when the 1,335 days begin. Possibly the organized efforts of God's people to proclaim the gospel to the world may end at that time. It has also been suggested that the daily sacrifices might be restarted at that time, but the Bible is unclear what happens to begin the 1,335 days. I think a lot of us having dreams and visions know that these days are gonna begin, or if they have already not begun. Like the Lord brought my attention. He told me 40 days through Nissan, 40 days, and that 40 days was going to go through Nissan, and it would land on May 5th, the night of May 5th to 6th. And I just looked over at a box and it said 5. Anyway, so I am wondering what's going to happen on that day. I know it's not going to be the rapture. It's going to be a kickoff start of something. And, okay, so whatever the case, 45 days later, 45 days later, okay, or 1,290 days before the return of Christ, the beast armies will surround Jerusalem. Those who are worthy will have been warned and have 30 days to flee to a place of refuge God has provided for them. Revelation 12:14 through 16. When God's church is in its place of protection, the 1,260 days, a time, times, and half a time, or 42 months of the Great Tribulation will begin. At the end of the 1,260 days, Jesus Christ will return to this earth, is what we perceive. In the meantime, as the angel says, we are in the process of being purified, made white, and refined. Daniel 12:10. By putting on righteousness and holiness with patient endurance, we can be among the blessed who wait and come to the 1,335 days. Now, you guys, I don't say all this stuff to put a date on anything, but I know that a lot of other people have had dreams and visions about the sign of the times and a lot of things are coming our way, and the Lord's coming to bring judgment. And He's not happy right now. He's very hurt and upset about a lot of things that are happening in the world. And we just need to be praying for each other and putting on our blanket of grace and salvation and patience and endurance. We're being purified. We're being made white and refined. And I've seen other videos where the sister was saying, the Lord is like purifying His people right now. He's getting them ready. He's getting them ready to use us in a mighty way. And I've had dreams where I'm just like, I'm actually in a church and I am praying in the Holy Spirit, speaking in tongues, and I just am clothed with authority, and I am praying over all these people and casting out demons out of them. And we're not really sure how the Lord's going to use us. if he doesn't come, or if, I don't know, but we just need to stay in our faith and trust upon him and lean not unto our own understanding. And all right, I love you guys.